All right, so we're here. It's finally reunited. This car's been sitting for a minute. I think everything should be good to go on it. Alignment, yep, she's good. It stopped starting, so we got to figure out the starter issue right now. And I need to take a layer of dust off the dashboard. But I think that's about it.
Hey.
We'll see what it does. Forgot about that noise. Oh yeah. It's got some battery power. You hook up the jump box?
Yeah.
We got that going on.
Hey, I wonder if this limb fell on it and then he just moved the car.
What?
What's that? There's some shit on your car.
Oh yeah. You turn it on?
Yep.
How many volts have we got? 11.8 volts. Huh.
This relay's clicking.
Alright, I don't know. I guess we better change the starter. Alright, well I couldn't video that part because we needed all hands on deck, but we basically just pushed the car from there up the hill. We got stranded right about there. And old boy from down the road stopped by and said, hey, I'm not gonna just drive by and watch you guys struggle. So he helped us push it up. And we pushed it literally, what, 20 feet and got it to pop start in reverse.
Started right up.
So, yeah, that worked out pretty well. So now we're getting on the trailer. I forgot to point this out. For those of you that watched the last Clutch Kickers and you saw Taylor Ray bump into me, it was a significant bump. It did cause me to drive off track and spin out. A lot of people claim that I did it on purpose to get the win, which I didn't get the win, and I didn't do it on purpose. It was a significant enough hit to put that door in a little bit. So it's not how I wanted the competition to go down last time, but I'm looking for some redemption this time. I'm gonna drive hard as I can to get this thing on the podium. So sounds like it's running healthy though. I'm stoked on that. We're about to get it loaded up and get down the road. Go slow, it might hit. The bumper might hit, so go slow. Yeah, it's not gonna clear. It's gonna take a little bit of work. All right, we're gonna get this going. It is hot. The sun's down, still sweating to death. There's bugs everywhere. They land on the sweat and then they get stuck to you and they kind of flap around until they're dead. But we got the car up and Wesley changed the starter just to find out that it wasn't a bad starter at all. It was the signal wire that goes to the starter. There was a crimp connection in there that had failed, and so it had really high resistance, which was causing it not to want to start. So bad diag. I kind of made some assumptions that the starter was bad, but Toyota starters never fail. Should have known that from the start. So I think he's just about got that fixed. So we're gonna start this thing, drive it around a little bit. I'm starting to remember that we did have the alignment pretty well dialed. I don't think there was anything else wrong with this car other than it would get warm a little bit. So I'm thinking about maybe trying to cut and triple pass the radiator, put a couple aluminum plates in there and see if we can make that work. Other than that, I just want to go driving around on the streets and see how it's doing, make sure that everything runs well. We got to get some fresh E85 in town tomorrow. And we got a bunch of wheels and tires loaded up in the truck. So tomorrow is Friday. We're about an hour and a half from the track. So we're gonna head up there, get ready for practice, burn a few sets of tires for practice, kind of see how the car does. not really from a performance standpoint, but more from a reliability standpoint. See if it gets hot, what it's going to take to make it run lap after lap after lap without overheating. So we'll see how that goes. What's wrong?
This isn't light anymore for whatever reason.
Well, everybody in Alabama smokes cigarettes, so all we gotta do is find someone's lighter. Oh, there you go.
Well, I've
Nice.
already been there.
All right. I don't want to forget about these Kansai wheels. This is the second event we've had them. They're still super clean. We painted them white. Looks really, really good on this car. And they're not super heavy wheels either. They got good performance. I noticed the difference when I put them on versus some of my heavier wheels that I have. I brought a bunch of scrap wheels, if you want to call them that, out here, and some of them are really heavy. So this makes a big difference, especially with the grip level we were running. They still got Nittos. I got a few Nittos with me. I brought some GTs and just a variety of different wheels, or sorry, tires. But overall, this car's still in really good shape, other than the body kit and whatnot. But the diff is still holding together. I didn't see anything broken or any major flaws with the stuff that we scabbed together last time. But I am pretty excited to get this car home and do some serious maintenance to it. Some of the things that it needs addressed that I can't really do away from our shop. So we ran out to grab some food, just ripping the car around. It's driving really good. It's fast. At first it was kind of missing a little bit. I don't know if the injectors had to clear out or if the fuel system was just had some junk in it, because it is E85 swapped without all the goodies. So I don't know, but it's running good now. I'm pretty stoked on it. I don't think there's gonna be any issues for the weekend other than maybe getting hot. But yeah, so far so good. Today we're going down south to Klutch Kickers. We woke up in Dothan, Alabama. Loaded up the trailer, got the car ready, and it is super hot down here, like ridiculously hot. Like step outside and within 5 minutes you're already sweating. I know some of you guys actually live in this part of the country and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we are from the drier regions of this nation, and even when it's 100 degrees outside, you don't sweat to death. This is a different experience. We're just headed into town to get E85, and then we're gonna flip around and head straight down to Florida. We are gonna do practice today, Friday practice, and just shake down the car, see how it feels, that kind of thing. And that way, if there's any issues, we can get them addressed before we go into regular practice and qualifying. Gives us some more time if we have to fix the car tonight. Aside from that, I mean, just driving on the street, the car feels really, really good. It's fast. We're running out of E85 in the barrel, so we're just gonna top that off, like I was saying. And we gotta set up a tent and find out how we're gonna survive this weekend. Last time we were here, we had the trailer with the AC rolling, but we don't have that luxury this time. Yeah, I'm excited for the weekend. I really, really want to do well. We don't have a very big crew. We've got Wes with us, we got Jesse and Colton. So hopefully that's enough if we run into any problems. Usually we have to have one guy standing next to me when we're in line, one guy in the stands watching the run, and then one guy in the pits. So hopefully that's enough to keep the show rolling. I'm hoping there's no issues. Last time we had an issue with the diff or an axle or whatever, and we had to really get it swapped out as quick as we could before qualifying, and it worked out, but we had, I think, 7 people at the track. So we had more than enough people to do the jobs we had. But it is what it is. We're hoping for the best. I'm hoping that there's no problems with the car, everything just goes smooth. But we are chasing grip. We got to have a ton of grip in this car to be able to, you know, get on the podium. So that's going to be the priority. But with grip comes, you know, engine heat, you know, stress on the axles and diff, and of course the wrench and whatnot that I've got holding the diff to the subframe. That stuff's all going to get stressed too. So I'm hoping to just last this round so we can get the car home and actually fix it up properly. But we are kind of hoping and praying on a scab setup that things work out. One of the nice things about being here is that we got ethanol on tap, and it's only $2.43 a gallon. It's not bad. We're gonna fill this whole thing up. I don't know if we'll use it this weekend, but it's definitely not this easy to get it home. So I'll take this barrel home and use it. I'll probably end up converting this car back to gasoline, but I'm still undecided. We're driving this trailer and stuff all the way back to Utah. So if we find somewhere to drift on the way, we'll have some fuel to top it off with. or if we get stranded, or if we gotta put some E85 in Brody's truck. But we just picked up Jesse. We're about to fill up the cooler, fill up the car, and hit the road on the way to Florida. It's hot, super hot. Yeah, would you look at that? We're on our way to the track, and we drove into some pretty serious rain. So I'm guessing it's gonna be raining at the track. So we're a little bit late for practice. Practice was at 4 o'clock, and it's now 4:27. And I think it's 3 hours of practice. So since it's raining, we're not gonna go mess with that right now. We're gonna stop at the hotel, drop our stuff off, and then see if we can catch any practice in the dry. Not really looking forward to going to the track, tromping through the mud and setting up our tent while it's raining. So we might just wait it out. The forecast shows rain tomorrow, the next day, so I'm just curious how it's going to go for qualifying and comp. But either way, I know how to drive in the rain, so if it's raining, it's raining. It'll equalize the playing field even more. That's how we get our podium, boys, in the rain. Onward. So we're out here at Klutch Kickers. Just did my first practice lap. It's wet. Car's feeling pretty good. I didn't spin out. Like, no practice. First practice lap. I wondered maybe if I would get a little bit wild and spin out, but I'm feeling pretty comfortable in the rain. Know, I don't know if I pointed this out, but this car has a stock handbrake handle, stock cables, everything, and still has the button. I don't delete the button. Like, it stays up if you pull it up. So I drive this car with my finger on the button. All right, so I did my first few laps. It actually feels pretty good. Surprisingly, like, some guys are having trouble staying on track and spinning out. It is really slick. But I'm not having any trouble keeping it good. So as far as wet goes here, I feel like I'm capable, comfortable, whatever you want to call it. They changed it up a little bit. There's let's see if I can zoom in on this. That spot on the track before was open, so you could put your bumper into it. Now they put those two outer touch and go. They put them on top of a wall, so you can't get your bumper past the edge of that wall. So I feel like I got pretty confident going up close on that. I looked over at the judges when I went past it, and they seemed to give me the all approval. So as far as that goes, I'm feeling pretty confident. The car feels solid. As good as it can feel in the wet, which is just fine. Took about, was that 5-6 laps to get hot, and they were back to back. So. And that's in wet, cool weather. So it could potentially be an issue if we're going back to back in the hot or anything like that. But at least we know what we're up against. Potentially, if we get to that point, we could just take the hood off. As terrible as that is, if we're going up for like top 3 or whatever, just take the hood off and win the thing. But I'm gonna grab a GoPro so I can get some clips in car with this. But yeah, so far so good. And that's on the 123s. I'm not gonna bother changing tires until it's dry and we're worried about tire wear. What do you think?
What?
I don't know.
About you, the car, the track, the weather,
Perfect.
everything. Everything. You're doing well.
That's all you got.
It's a beautiful phone you got.